Hello students, we are learning lesson 7, control and coordination, and this is video 4 of the chapter. Today we are going to learn about reflex action. What is reflex action? Actually, reflex action is done by the spinal cord. There is no involvement of the brain in this process. And reflex action is an unconscious and involuntary response of the muscles to the glands or to a stimulus. So reflex action. What is reflex action? Explain with an example. Reflex action is an unconscious and involuntary response of the muscles or the glands to a stimulus. Now unconscious and involuntary response means, for example, suppose we touch a hot plate, hot vessel. I am touching a hot vessel. So it hurts my finger, lot of heat is there. So all of a sudden I am going to pull away my hand from the hot vessel. Now this process doesn't inform the things to the brain. Now whatever feeling is there on the hand, that is taken to the spinal cord. Spinal cord then interprets it and sends the message via motor neuron so that our hands act and our hands is pulled away from the hot object. So we pull our hands back when we suddenly touch a hot vessel or when someone pricks us a pin. Here, before the message can reach to our brain for reaction takes place. This is a result of reflex action. So reflex action is a sudden action. It is an unconscious action that is done only by the spinal cord, and a sudden action is done by the spinal cord. Similarly, other examples of reflex action are knee-jerk, coughing. If any dust particles goes inside our respiratory tract, we cough. Then blinking of the eyes, if too much light is there, or if the dust particles enters the eyes, the blinking of the eyes is the yawning, movement of the diaphragm, and sneezing are the other examples. In bright light, pupil of our eyes gets smaller. In this case, reflex action protects the retina from damage that can be caused due to excessive light. And coughing is another example of reflex action to clear our windpipe. So this is the thing we learn in reflex action. The next topic is explain reflex arc. Reflex arc is nothing. It is the pathway through which the reflex action takes place. It is the pathway through which the nerve impulses travel to perform reflex action. So pathway taken by nerve impulses in a reflex action is known as reflex arc. This can be understood from page number 117, see figure 7.2. The pathway taken by the nerve impulse for the reflex action is called reflex arc. So suppose a hot object is there, our hand touches the hot object. So sensory nerves are there in the hand. Sensation of the heat reaches the receptor, that is the hand. So from the hand, this message is taken by the nerve, by the sensory nerve from the hand towards the impulse is going towards the spinal cord. This is spinal cord. In the spinal cord interprets the message through the relay neuron. Relay neuron enters the spinal cord, and the spinal cord sends a motor neuron. This is a sensory neuron taking the message to the spinal cord, and the spinal cord, without waiting for the message to go to the brain, then it sends the motor neuron from itself, and the motor neuron travels again up to the hand muscles. So our hand muscles work. It gives a message to the hand muscles so that it must function. So muscles contract and the hand is pulled away from the hot object. So to perform a sudden action which is required to be done very fast, the spinal cord does this through a pathway. This pathway is called reflex arc. So this is all you have to write in the reflex arc, and this is the notes I am going to send you in the PDF form that you write and draw the figure, that is from the textbook, figure 7.2. After that, on page 119, see page 119, certain in-text questions are there, 5 in-text questions. Now in-text questions, all the discussions already we have done, so it is there in the PDF form, all the 5 questions I am sending. You have to write it in the Facebook. The next topic is coordination in plants. Coordination in plants, that is given on page number 119. How the plants respond to the external stimuli, because for responding to this external stimuli coordination is required. Now this we are going to learn in the next video.